Hi guys, I'm Sly Guy. In today's video, I am doing the tier list of all time. I am ranking my lovely viewers on a tier list. This video has been asked for a whole bunch of times, so I thought, hey, it's about dang time we rank our viewers in a tier list in our totally real tier list video. If you guys like what you see and you want to see more, like, comment, and subscribe for more tier videos like this. I got a whole bunch of PFPs from viewers of mine. These PFPs are the same PFPs I use when I do Hunger Games videos / streams. So if you're not here, it's because you weren't there either. I can't use you if I don't have your PFP. So this is what I'm using. We got S, A, B, C, and D. We are going to make the D tier and F tier because funny. And we won't just make a D tier, but no viewer is probably going to be in the F tier just because I love my viewers so much. Anyways, first viewer, 56. 56, really cool viewer, a newer viewer, even though 56 has been here like a year ago when I streamed Doki Doki Literature Club. 56 left immediately after that stream, don't know why, but then came back on a Roblox stream, and then 56 has been here a lot. 56 is a very active new member of a community. 56 is funny. 56, a little problematic sometimes, you know, did some things with alts. Can be a big hater, does not like a lot of things. And when 56 doesn't like a lot of things, 56 really doesn't like a lot of things. But I still think they are very fun. Overall, pretty nice viewer. And since that, I think 56 is so special and awesome that 56 deserves her own category on the tier list. So we are putting 56 in the 56 tier spot. Next up, we got AC. Now, honestly, AC is a viewer that hasn't stamped themselves in the Sly Guy community very well yet. Don't know too much about AC with like 56. Really loves Folly, really loves Regret Evader. Know a lot about 56. Don't quite know a lot about AC at the moment. But I think overall they're cool. I think they're nice. And since I don't know too much, I think it'll be unfair to rank AC in any of these other categories. AC deserves his own spot on the tier list. Bam! AC own spot on the tier list. That is pretty awesome. Next up, I, another viewer that hasn't really cemented themselves in the community that much yet. Think they're cool. Think they're nice. I definitely have to do the same thing with AC here and give I their own very special spot on the tier list. This list is looking pretty good. We got Kaiba Boy, F. And we should also change the F tier. That works. Alright, next up, this is Ari. Ari, pretty old viewer by now. Definitely has been here for like at least a year or two for sure. Ari, I think is super fun. Ari, problem with Ari is that Ari goes from 100 to 1000 very quickly, and there's no in between. Ari gets pretty crazy sometimes, gets pretty wacky, but I still think Ari's very fun. Really glad Ari's a part of the community, and I think Ari is so cool that Ari also deserves a spot, their own spot on the tier list. Boom. Look at that. This tier list is looking pretty epic. Next up we got Baba Booey. Baba Booey. Not the most active viewer right now. They show up from time to time. They were a lot more active when they first started joining the streams. I thought Baba Booey's pretty cool. I think sometimes Baba Booey can come off as kind of an a-hole, and it's most likely because I don't know if Baba Booey's being genuine with a lot of things that they say. But overall, I think Baba Booey is fun, cool, nice viewer in the community. Baba Booey needs their own spot on the tier list. Alright, next up we got Bree in the tier list. Bree, more newer viewer, but Bree has also been making their mark in the community very quickly, being very active and whatnot. Thing about Bree is very aggressive. My community, we like to take jabs at each other. We all get along. We're all friends here, so we're not afraid to take jabs at each other. Bree goes really hard taking jabs at me. So some people are like, "Oh, dang, Bree, calm down." I know Bree's joking, but Bree really goes off. Bree really goes off. Bree's fun. Bree's nice. Bree's cool. Bree deserves her own spot on the tier list, obviously. And boom, Bree got your own spot. I hope you feel very special with your spot. Next up, we got Brobo Games. Brobo Games, I kind of consider Brobo Games more of a Christian viewer than a Sly Guy viewer. They watch Anxious Christian a lot. Shout out to Anxious Christian. Great streamer. Shows up to my streams sometimes. I think they're cool and nice enough that they definitely deserve their own spot on the tier list still. Wabam, Brobo Games with their own spot on the tier list. You love to see it. Next up, we got Callie. Callie, one of the oldest viewers on the channel. Been here for 5 years. They joined like around the first year of my streaming career. They had to leave a little bit because of things, but Callie's back. Callie's better than ever. Callie's been loyal, super long time coming. Very nice, very funny. Always enjoy talking to Callie. Even though she can be very dumb sometimes, but that's okay. We forgive Callie because she is, once again, a dropout. So, of course, she's super dumb. I appreciate that Callie's been able to make friends with not only, obviously, the older members of the community, but a lot of the new ones coming in as well. And since Callie is so special, so old, so awesome and nice, we gotta give Callie their own spot on the tier list. Wabam! Callie on the tier list. Next up, Claude. Claude, another super old-time viewer, also another viewer that I believe that has been involved in the community for 5 years now. And Claude has always been one of the most chill viewers ever. I think Claude just doesn't gaff, which I definitely respect. I appreciate viewers who don't gaff, because ones that do gaff can be annoying to deal with a lot, but I truly think Claude doesn't gaff. Claude's awesome. Claude's fun. We jab at each other, obviously, a lot of times. Obviously, just for fun. Claude's awesome. Super loyal. Super nice. Super awesome. Great member of a community. Claude needs a spot. Their own spot on the tier list. Woo bam. Welcome to the tier list, Claude. Next up, Cloudy. Definitely Cloudy. Middle of the road member of the community, joined sort of in the middle. Definitely has been here for a couple of years. Cloudy, right out the gate when Cloudy came into the community, they immediately immediately imprinted themselves in the community, being known as my soccer mama. And Cloudy has been very hilarious. Some of the best moments of my channel that I remember very vividly involved Cloudy. But for the most part, for Cloudy's smartness, I always like Cloudy. Unfortunately, me and Cloudy haven't been on the best footing from time to time. Cloudy has her own ideals and beliefs. She's very stubborn with her ideals and beliefs. I'm also a very stubborn person, so if you don't agree with something that Cloudy agrees with, then that can lead to some tension. But Cloudy has definitely progressed on that. I've definitely progressed on that. I think Cloudy will forever be one of the most important viewers in the community. Cloudy's awesome, and for that reason, Cloudy deserves their own spot. Wabam! Cloudy's own spot on the tier list. let's move on. Next up, we got Cramorant Fan. Cramorant Fan is kind of like in between like AI and AC and like a 56. They're a newer viewer. They've been slowly making an imprint in the community, a little more slower than a viewer like 56 or like a Bree or a Cloudy, but they've definitely made their mark a little more than like an AI or an AC. I can definitely still see great moments coming from Cramorant Fan, and I still think they're nice and awesome. Obviously, my viewers are all amazing, and Cramorant Fan, for that reason, deserves their own spot on the tier list. Wabam, Cramorant Fan. Next up, we got Fishy. Fishy, another super old-time viewer. I don't think Fishy has been here for 5 years yet, but I definitely feel like Fishy's probably been here for 4 at the most. Maybe 3, but I'll say 4. And Fishy made an imprint very quickly into the community, quickly became like a very important member. Me and Fishy, since Fishy's also been involved in the community for a super long time, we definitely haven't had the best eye to eyes ever. But right now, Fishy, super awesome, one of the best members of the community, has helped me a lot when it comes to modding from YouTube and Discord. Fishy has done above and beyond in terms of modding and just helping me, even especially when I never even asked. Fishy has just volunteered themselves in a lot of situations, and I'm very thankful for Fishy to be a part of a mod team, to be a part of a community, and for all of those reasons, Fishy deserves her own spot on the tier list. Next up, we got Glitched. Glitch, super nice member of a community, not very active at the moment, but hopefully that can change when everybody's dealing with their own life stuff. So hopefully Glitch is able to deal with that very well, because I always liked Glitched. I always thought Glitch was a very positive member of a community. I think she's a lot of fun to be with and talk to. So with all of that out of the way, Glitched. Here, let's do Glitched. Actually, let's do Glitched again. Alright, next up, we got Glitched. Glitched, another kind of joined in the middle, I would say, in the community. I like Glitch a lot. I wish Glitch could be more active than she is, but everybody's dealing with their own life stuff, so I don't expect everybody being as active as they can or should be. But still, Glitch, very important member to me. Very nice, very awesome. I'll always like Glitched. Glitch deserves her own spot on the tier list. Boom. Glitched, you're on the tier list. Let's move on to the next viewer. Alright. Next up, we got JJ. JJ, more recent viewer. JJ, I'll say, is more on the line of Cramorant. They've been slowly making an imprint into the community since they joined. JJ is very fun. JJ really likes to bake, apparently, and they take a lot of pictures of stuff that they bake in our Discord server. Looks really good. JJ, if you actually, send some of the stuff that you make over to my spot and let me eat some of that, you might be an S tier viewer. But right now, since you have not given me any of your baked goods, I can't put you in S, but I think you are awesome and cool enough to put your own spot on the tier list. Alright, next up we got Kate, another one of the oldest members of a community, and Kate, back in the day, was easily like my most important mod of the channel by a mile. Kate has done so much for me, doing stuff as a mod, running pretty much single-handedly running the Discord back in the day, being the absolute best YouTube mod, not only being responsible, but just super interactive, super friendly and open and inviting. Kate did it all back in the day. Nowadays, unfortunately, she is nowhere in her prime, but She's an adult now, got things going on in a relationship, and honestly, I'm pretty sure she's just not interested in me or my content whatsoever now. So she barely shows up on stream. She still does stuff on the Discord, which I appreciate. And she's helped me so much in the past. Like, I can't take that back no matter what. Kate will always be solidified as a very important member of the community because of that. And for those reasons, Kate deserves her own spot on the tier list. Next up, Q. Q, I think, is also a mid-range viewer, probably like 1 or 2 years in the community. And Q is awesome. Q, one of my newest mods. Q is also, I like to compare Q to Claude, where Claude doesn't gaff. I don't think Q gaffs either. And Q just reminds me a lot of myself, because I just go with a flow of things. Whatever topics my viewers think to come up with, I just roll along with it, because, you know, comedy, improv, you just roll with it. I think Q is very good at doing that. A lot of fun interactions with Q. I think they're a lot of fun to talk to in my chat. Also very inviting, very nice. Haven't seen Q at all recently, so hope Q shows up. Q, I know, is also an adult doing adult life stuff. But Q obviously needs their own spot on the tier list. And wabam, Q is on the list. Next up, we got Lena. I think Lena currently is the oldest viewer who watches Streamer Man. Haha, make fun of Lena for being old. But Lena's awesome. Lena's very fun to talk to. Don't have too many, like, very, very adult viewers in the community, so it's always nice talking to one that's obviously super mature, like myself. Lena doesn't watch stream too often because she keeps on whining and complaining about, oh, short streams, oh, the vertical format, can't read it, wah, Lena. But Lena's awesome. Lena's been very generous and nice to me. So, for those reasons, Lena deserves her own spot on the tier list. Waboom. Next up, we got Louise. Once again, another viewer that's been here for the 5+ years, almost been here as long as I've been streaming. Louise, super awesome, super funny to talk to, and especially back in the day. Louise, doing adult stuff while doing college stuff at the moment, so Louise hasn't shown up, is not as active in the community as he once was. Also, apparently his attention span got worse, so he can't handle being on a live stream as much as he used to. But I always love and respect Louise, especially like way back in the day. Once again, figuring things out early on. Louise was easily like one of the nicest viewers in the community, especially during like rough, annoying patches in the early day. I love Louise, and for that reason, Louise deserves his own spot on the tier list. Wabam! Next up, we got Lydia. Lydia, easily one of the nicest viewers that I have seen. Lydia, super nice, one of the newest mods, very inviting. Hasn't been as active lately, but she's still, like, Lydia's easily, like, just one of the nicest viewers in the community. Super nice and positive, like, almost all the time. And super innocent, too, even though, if you are in my community, you know that the channel is not family friendly, but still Lydia just seems just very pure. Like, just recently, like, Lydia blew my mind for, like, seeing her just type a swear word in chat for like the first time. I was like, oh dang, I had no idea you actually did that. So, but Lydia, love Lydia. Lydia obviously deserves her own spot on the tier list. And wabam, Lydia, welcome to the tier list. Next up, we got Midnight. Midnight, the wife of the channel. And S tier, it's pretty obvious. Next up, we got Misaki. Misaki, middle-ranged member of a channel, Not very active anymore, dealing with life stuff. One including a new child. Congrats for Misaki for that. And Misaki was a lot of fun when Misaki was around. Obviously, not around now. Adult stuff, child. But for all the great stuff that Misaki has done in the past, we are putting Misaki in their own special spot of the tier list. Wabam! Misaki on the list. Next up, Miss Crazy. Miss Crazy, super fun member of a community. One of the oldest members of a community too. Also, adult like me. One of the only members of a community that's actually older than me that I know of from the most part. And Miss Crazy is super fun to talk to in chat. It's super fun interacting with Miss Crazy since she primarily speaks Dutch. English is not her first language, so Miss Crazy has made some very funny and infamous typos in chat, and just very fun to deal with. Miss Crazy is also another one of the nicest viewers in the channel, always super nice. Love Miss Crazy, and for all those reasons, Miss Crazy gets her own spot on the tier list. Wabam! Welcome to the tier list, Miss Crazy. Next up, we got Mudkip. Not older, I'll say also mid-range members of the community. Mudkip, one of the most generous viewers of the community, definitely has donated a lot of money to the channel. Only downside about Mudkip is I think Mudkip can sometimes have NPC energy. Mudkip always says, like, the same jokes over and over again. So, besides the NPC energy, Mudkip's still very cool and active member of a community, and since they gave me so much money, it's only fair to put Mudkip in his own spot on the tier list. And wabam, Mudkip is on the board. Next up, Posy, another one of the YouTube mod members. Posy, another one of the super nice viewers of the community. All of my viewers are nice, obviously. Posy is definitely one of the nicest ones, though. Not as active as they could be, or as they want to be, probably. They've been dealing with a lot of health issues, so wishing Posy the best. It's been their birthday recently. Posy's nice. Posy's awesome. It was Posy's birthday recently, so that means we have to put Posy on their own spot on the tier list. Posy on the board. Let's move on. Next up, we got Phoebe. Phoebe, Kaiba Boy's sister. Phoebe has done a lot of cool stuff for the channel. Phoebe volunteered just willingly for free to help upload TikToks to my TikTok for at least a little bit. So even though Phoebe doesn't do that now, that unnecessary help was very appreciated and very cool of her to do. The biggest downside of Phoebe is that Phoebe comes off very aggressive, and it sounds like Phoebe always tries to argue with a lot of viewers. I don't think Phoebe means to, but it always comes off that way. And as much as I want to give Phoebe her own spot, Phoebe's British, so F tier. Next up, we got Point. Point, middle of the road member of a community, joined in the middle. Obviously, I think Point's been here for about two years now. And Point, I think when Point first joined my community, Point was just a member of a community that was just there, but Point has finally been opening up more, started revealing stuff about himself more to people. He got pretty much put in the gamer group. He's dating Callie now, so like he's part of the first ever like actual relationship in the community, which is just crazy to think about. But the person that Point is dating is Callie, and in Callie's AI, I have a huge problem with that for some reason. So for that reason, I can't put Point as an A tier member. Point has to be a B tier member. Alright, next up, we got Raph. Raph, super new member of the community. I think Raph's pretty fun to deal with, though, aside from the fact that Raph has cursed me with my shiny Entei hunt And I would put Raph in F, but since I actually did get the shiny Entei and the Entei curse has been lifted, I guess I will give Raph his own spot on the tier list. His or her, don't know his gender. I've been saying Vale out with a lot of these viewers too, so don't get too mad if I get your gender wrong. I'm just saying Vay to make it easier for me. Boom. Welcome to the tier list, Raph. Next up, we got Rosie. Let's add a row below here. Super F. Make it gray. And then, boom, Rosie, Super F. Alright, next up, we got Sharklord, another one of the newest members of the community. Sharklord is another viewer that cemented themselves in the community. They're pretty much part of the gamer community now. One of the newest mods, helps out a lot with the modding and stuff. The only downside about Sharklord is I feel like Sharklord has definitely like jumped the gun like a couple times here and there. But overall, good viewer. And since Sharklord is gay, I can't put him on a low tier or I'm gonna be homophobic. So I have to give Sharklord his own spot on the tier list. Next up we got Sir Fantasy, who is my cousin. Gotta put family in S tier. That's all I need to say about Sir Fantasy. Gotta put family in S tier. Next up, Sleepy Boy. Sleepy Boy is another like JJ and Cramorant fan situation. They've been slowly whittling their way to make an imprint in the community. Still very nice, still awesome, decently active. And for all those reasons, I'm gonna give Sleepy Boy, guess what? Their own spot on the tier list. Boom, Sleepy Boy's in. Just a couple more to go. Next up, we got Smoxy. Smoxy, middle range viewer. I think Smoxy is more middle range though. I think Smoxy has definitely probably been here for about 3 years. Smoxy hasn't been that active because I think they're just really dumb in the nicest way possible. For the first time I started doing shorts, they just refused to watch short format, but I think now they just don't watch because they literally forget. But I think Smoxy is definitely one of the most funny viewers just because of how unique and odd they are. And I always like interacting with Smoxy. Smoxy is a lot of fun. So I'm giving Smoxy their own spot on my tier list. Next up, we got Lex. Lex, also one of my oldest members of a community. Not sure if Lex is 5 years, but I definitely feel like Lex is at least 4 years. Lex has been here for a while. And if I am being 100% honest, Lex is probably, aside from the wife obviously, is my most important member in the Sly Guy community, because Lex was like the first viewer to make me feel like I'm doing more than just being stupid and streaming games. Lex was like, if not, I'm pretty sure Lex was like the first viewer that would like message me and say, hey, thank you for streaming. You generally made my day better by streaming. And that will always cement in my memory as to one of the main reasons why I enjoy streaming so much. It actually makes me think I'm doing something special that matters, and it actually gives me reasons to keep streaming, especially in times where I've thought about quitting. Lex is one of the first to thank for that, and I'm forever thankful for Lex. So Lex obviously deserves their own spot on the tier list. Boom, Lex is on the board. Next up, we got Spectrum. Spectrum, one of the newest members of a community, and quickly made an imprint in the community. I think Spectrum is hilarious. Spectrum is like Miss Crazy, where English is not her first language. A lot of funny spellings. In VC, I love her accent in VCs because it's it's so close to, you're so close to not being able to understand what she's saying, but you do understand what she's saying, and it's funny. Spectrum's a lot of fun. Another one of the adult members of a community. Always fun to actually interact with adults. Also, Spectrum has been very helpful and very generous also. Definitely has donated too much money already for the channel. And an amazing artist that has just willingly given me free art. Like, Spectrum definitely deserves to get paid for a lot of the art she has done, but she's doing it for free. She gave me an awesome animated intro. She's given me thumbnails. She gave me a schedule layout that looks awesome. I'm very thankful for Spectrum and everything she's done. Spectrum's awesome. Of course, Spectrum deserves her own spot on the tier list. Spectrum is on the board. Just a couple more left. Next, we got Spook. Spook, one of the higher mid-range viewers. Definitely feel like Spook has definitely been here for 3 years. Not sure 4, but definitely 3. And Spook has been awesome. Spook has been great. There's been times where I think that Spook just absolutely hates me, but I think that's just how Spook is. And I guess one of the downsides to Spook is that sometimes it feels like they can't control their anger issues sometimes. But Spook, I think, is very hilarious at times, very funny, been just a long active member for a long time. Very appreciate Spook being here. Spook gets their own spot on the tier list. Boom, welcome to the tier list, Spook. Alright, 3 viewers left. Next up we got Temper. Temper, been here for almost a year. Probably not, I don't think Temper's been here for a year yet, but Temper's definitely getting there. And Temper's been very active in the community ever since she's been here. Temper, I always say, is my #1 glazer because Temper doesn't, like, most of my viewers bully me, and then I bully my viewers back. Temper doesn't do no such thing, which in one side is obviously can be a good thing, but another side it can also be a bad thing because the back and forth, the bullying in our channel is kind of just the channel's thing. We're all friends with each other, so we're just friendly bantering. It's not like we hate each other and we're actually trying to insult each other to like hurt them. We're all just having friendly banter, and glazing can sometimes ruin that sometimes, and it ruins the moment and it ruins the funny. But obviously, Temper is just doing that to be nice and being glazer. Temper, been a lot of fun in the community, and I think Temper has definitely been also just now cementing herself in the community very well, hopefully. So, for all those reasons, Temper deserves her own spot on the tier list. Boom, Temper's on the list. Alright, we just got 2 viewers left, and these are kind of anticlimactic viewers. We got Will and we got Wiss. Both of these members, fairly newish. I think Will's definitely older. I think Will definitely is probably past a year. I don't think Wiss is past a year. Both of these viewers are kind of like the AI and AC situation where they haven't quite cemented themselves in the community yet. I know Sharklord and Wiss are friends, but Wiss has just not been on streams nowhere near as much as Sharklord has been on streams, so I definitely don't got a feel of Wiss as I got a feel on Sharklord yet. And then Will also hasn't really imprinted themselves on in the community yet. Like when I mean that, I just mean like for like some viewers that have imprinted themselves on the community. Like I like if somebody mentions that viewer, I can think of like a moment that viewer has done or started, and none of these viewers have done something like that where I can like think about Will and like think about a moment that they've done specifically yet, is what I mean. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's so many viewers in the community. Some people don't like to stand out as much as others and whatnot. I'm sure moments will come for a lot of viewers that just plan to stick around, and hopefully they plan to stick around because, once again, I'm thankful for all of my viewers. I love all my viewers. I think all of you guys are awesome. Will and Wiss, they're still cool and nice, and cool and nice equals their own spot on the tier list. Boom. Boom. Wiss and Whale, both on the tier list. And that is it. This video has been going on for an hour, but I think I have the perfect viewer tier list. Totally legit, totally not an April Fool's joke or anything, but this is how I rank my viewers. Totally real ranking of all of my viewers. If you guys want to see more tier lists like this in the future, obviously, like the video and hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. If I missed you on the tier list, it's just because I don't got your PFP. So, give me your PFP. Probably not doing another tier list again, obviously. But we do Hunger Games videos where I use your PFPs and I put you guys in a Hunger Games simulator. And a lot of viewers have fun with that. So if you want to be a part of that, you need a PFP to use. This is going to be the end of this video. Love you guys. Have a good night. I'm Sly Guy. This is Bye Bye.